6 o'clock. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the news here on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Komla Adom. The bulletin is live here on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, also on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi. More than a dozen affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bishara Radio in the northern region, Sky FM in the Bono region, and Max FM in the western region. We are on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, Ghana's coronavirus cases have seen another big increase, bringing the country's case count now to 9,910. Less than 100 cases before we hit 10,000. We find out why the experts continue to say we are doing well in spite of these rising figures. Also, the story of the only ICU patient at the Elwak Isolation Center hoping to recover quickly to be able to see her daughter again.
My problem is my little child, 12 years. She's now heading towards the adolescent age. This is the time she needs mother.
More on this and why the center has so far recorded no death.
And in business, oil marketing companies hint of daily adjustment in prices of petroleum products at the pumps.
And overwhelming support from around the world for Agnes Dogbe, 43-year-old breast cancer patient facing eviction from her home. We have details of these and other stories here in the package. Thank you for joining us. Now, there's been another big increase in Ghana's coronavirus cases today, sending the country's case count to just 100 cases less than the 10,000 mark. Fred Smith is the head of the health desk. He joins me here with some details. Fred, what are the figures?
Well, total cases now, we have 9,910. Active cases are 6,217, which means we have 3,645 cases. The difficulty here is that 48 deaths have been recorded so far since the outbreak in Ghana, and the latest are 4 persons who died, all of them from the Ashanti region, Komla. The age range between 21 and 70 years. And in the case of the 21-year-old male, he died of no comorbidity.
But why do experts still think that we have a hang on this?
Well, the experts believe that because we're doing more tests, we will find more persons who are positive, and that is the result that we're getting now.
Thank you very much. The head of the health desk, Fred Smith. Well, a mother with COVID-19 at the intensive care unit at the Elwak Isolation and Treatment Center has opened up to Joy News about her story. The middle-aged woman we choose to call Amasewa is now on ventilator, but says she hopes to recover quickly so she can be with her daughter again. Joy News' Beryl Ernestina Richter was granted exclusive access to the ICU and filed this report read to you.
Since the outbreak of the disease in Ghana, there have been concerns by various healthcare stakeholders about the capacity of the various COVID-19 isolation and treatment centers to manage severely ill and critical patients due to the inadequate number of ventilators the country has. Major Matthias Yeli Ahig is Deputy Commandant at the Elwak COVID Center.
This is where we keep patients who are in a critical condition. We give them extra care. If there's a need for us to put them on ventilators or any other sensitive equipment, this is where we give that extra care. And the good news is that the place has not been full to capacity since we started operating.
Here at the center, Major Matthias Yeliahik says since its establishment, the center has recorded no death.
It's one of the enviable records that we have achieved. We've not lost a patient, and we continue to pray that that will never happen.
On our tour of the facility, the Joy News team is granted access to interview the only patient at the ICU, whom we're told is on a ventilator. This middle-aged woman, whom I choose to call Amasewa, is hypertensive.
I gave everything to God. I was having BP, so I thought it was just BP.
As a mother, Amasewa misses her family and desires to be with her adolescent daughter.
My problem is my little child, 12 years. She's now heading towards the adolescent age. This is the time she needs mother. I'm a worker. I only want to go and work and take care of my family.
Beryl Ernestina Richter's report there read to you. Now, Deputy Minister of Defense Derek Odro says contact tracing and mass testing for the virus have ensured that gradually Ghana is making progress in the fight against the coronavirus. Speaking during the launch of the Ghana Armed Forces Zoom Lion disinfection of all military barracks, schools, churches, mosques, and other facilities, he stated the exercise alone cannot help stop the spread of a virus, but also strict adherence to health protocols. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
The launch of the disinfection and fumigation exercise brought together senior members of the military, members of staff of the military schools at Bema Camp, civilian employees of the Ghana Armed Forces, and more. Chief Operations Officer and Managing Director of Zoom Lion, Florence Labi, says the disinfectant used is effective within 10 to 60 minutes of contact time.
We use disinfectants that are chlorine-based, containing sodium hypochlorite, and is widely available and recommended by the World Health Organization for surface disinfection. This chlorine-based disinfectant is most effective in killing bacteria, fungi, and viruses.
Deputy Defense Minister Major Retired Derek Odro says tough measures put in place by government is yielding positive results in the fight against COVID-19.
The rapid implementation of contact tracing and mass testing for the virus have ensured that gradually our country is achieving positive results in the fight against the spread of COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, the Deputy Defense Minister Major Retired Derek Odro ending Maxwell Agbagba's report. Now, the Narcotics Control Board has begun investigations into how a parcel of whitish substance suspected to be cocaine went missing in a joint operation with the Customs and Preventive Service. A joint security operation near Hlau border has led to the interception of 42 kilograms of substances believed to be cocaine, heroin, and other banned items. Head of Communications and Media Relations and Protocol at NACOP narrates to Joy News the circumstances leading to the escape of a suspect and the parcel of cocaine.
The person is on the run because our person gave a chase to him. He abandoned the vehicle and he ran away. And when Customs took custody of the vehicle, they brought it to their yard. And then even as we're talking to you, because of these delays from Friday to now, we're learning that one of the packages that is suspected to be whitish substance that is suspected to be cocaine is missing. And it's all because of these delays that took place. If the items, together with the vehicle and the content, had been more straight to the Narcotics Control Board, those items could have been protected well. And also, investigations could have started right away. Even as we're talking to you, we don't know where investigations is going.
You're the Head of Communications and Media Relations and Protocol at NACOP speaking. Now, 30,000 Ghana cedis has been raised for Agnes Dogbe, the 43-year-old breast cancer patient who was facing eviction from her home. Agnes's story came to light after the Joy Prime Morning Show team visited her and her two children in her home at Wager. Since then, support from all over the world has become heartwarming, and Agnes is beginning to see a ray of light. Here's host of a Prime Morning Show on Joy Prime, Daniel Dadze.
We've been to the hospital. We've gotten some lab tests done. A general surgeon, I understand, will look at the lab test results, and then we'll have a clearer picture of what stage she's in and what can be done. We've been able to get someone who has committed to cooking for her on a regular basis. But we received 30,000 cedis so far. A commercial bank which does not want to be named now has pledged another 10,000. But there's an enormity of work that has to be done. Remember, there's a care of her kids and her treatment. We really appreciate it.
Daniel Dadze is the host of a Prime Morning Show on the Joy Prime channel. Now, Corporate Communications Director for the Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited, boss Malik Ejay, has denied claims that 5 million litres of contaminated fuel have been sold. According to him, 4.5 million litres out of a said contaminated fuel has now been refined into petrol and diesel and will soon be on the market. His comments follow allegations made by the opposition NDC that some officials of the Akufo-Addo administration have embezzled funds related to the contamination of the oil which occurred in 2017. He spoke to MFR Power on Top Story.
It is not true that 5 million litres which got contaminated in both have been sold. The substantial part of the product, in excess of 4 million litres, has been sent to Toll for reprocessing. And as we speak today, Toll is receiving that product as finished diesel and petrol.
You hear the Corporate Communications Director for BOST, Malik Ejay, speaking on Top Story last night. And just before we go, there were heavy rains last night. We lasted several hours. We understand some destruction to property has occasioned from that. Fred Smith joins me in studio again. Fred, you've been touring some parts of Accra. What's the situation?
Well, indeed, at the Achimota area, there's heavy destruction to some properties